Are you a future globetrotter or expat, or have you been dreaming of a life beyond the borders of the US? Welcome to my very first episode of the series, The Expat's Journey. This is a series that's going to turn your what ifs into what's next. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Vivid Travels. Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and seen those perfect pictures of somebody sitting there sipping coffee in a Parisian cafe, or someone hiking through the stunning landscape of New Zealand and thought to yourself, dang, I wish that could be me? Well, this video is your first step to making that dream a reality. So many people get stuck on the idea that moving abroad is some mythical thing, some ginormous task that they'll never be able to accomplish. But we're going to break the big picture stuff down into smaller parts so that you can start planning your move with confidence. If you watched my last video, I struggled with the concept of a dream deferred and how I felt like I was building somebody else's dream. And with that, I decided that I was going to take the leap and move abroad and build something for myself, build my own dreams. So with that, I've decided that I was going to do some research and share my research, my knowledge, and the steps that I'm taking to move abroad, in hopes that it can help you someday if you decide that you want to move abroad too. So today we're diving headfirst into the most crucial step of your move abroad, which is figuring out your why and setting the foundation for your incredible adventure. My why: I want to build my own dream. So step one. Step one is the first and the most important step in this journey, and it is to define your why. It's the anchor that will keep you grounded when things get tough, and it is the fuel that's going to help push you and motivate you to keep going. So, are you moving for a career opportunity, to pursue higher education, for a change of pace, or to be closer to family? Your purpose is a roadmap that will guide your every decision that you make from here on out. From anything like the visas that you have to apply for, the cities that you choose to call home, or even the languages that you're going to have to learn. For example, if you're a recent graduate looking to gain international work experience, your purpose might lead you to a city with a thriving tech industry like Berlin or Dublin. Maybe you're a retiree and you're looking for a more peaceful, affordable lifestyle. You might consider a coastal town in Portugal or Spain, in Mexico, or even Costa Rica. So your why is going to be unique to you, and it's the key to making this a successful and fulfilling journey. So y'all know my why. I'm curious to know what's your why. In the comments below, please tell me what's your reason for wanting to move abroad. Is it for a new job, fresh start, or maybe something entirely different? I want to hear your story. Step two. Once you actually have a clear purpose, the next step is to set a timeline. A win makes the dream actually feel more like reality and helps you with planning backwards. In education, when I was a teacher, we used to have something called backwards by design. And you start with the end goal in mind, and then you work backwards all the way down to the nitty-gritty details of different sections in your lesson plan. And that is how we used to help make sure kids learned what we wanted them to learn. Well, the same thing applies here, okay? Backward by design. You have to figure out where you want to go, when you want to go, how you're going to get there, okay? Do you want to move in 6 months or a year or maybe 5 years? For me, I set a timeline of about a year and a half to 2 years that coincides when I feel like my children will be able to be self-sufficient. Having a target date definitely helps you with all of the other steps that we'll be discussing in this series. It's kind of like the anchor that allows you to get to each and every goal. For example, if you want to leave in 1 year, you know you need to get your finances order, research visa requirements, and start a savings plan within that actual time frame. Without a time frame, you're kind of just drifting, and it's real easy to actually lose momentum. And we don't want to do that. We want to keep the momentum going. And number 3, speaking of finances, let's talk about money. It's, of course, the elephant in the room for many aspiring expats. Before you can book that one-way ticket, you need to conduct a financial audit to figure out where you stand and how you're going to get there. It's not the most glamorous part of the process, but it's definitely essential. Look at your savings. Do you have enough to cover the initial moving costs? Do you have enough to cover visa fees, a few months of living? All of these numbers are definitely important to think about when you're planning your exit. Also, you need to think about your income stream abroad, okay? Will you be working a new job in that country? There are plenty of people who go abroad and they use teaching, for example, as their way to actually get into the country. Will you start a new business? Is that going to be your income? Are you going to be living off of retirement savings or just savings in general? These are all things that you need to look at and think about before moving and leaving the country. Now, just to be honest, this financial checkup isn't about like scaring you or anything. It's just about being prepared and realistic, okay? Knowing where you stand will definitely help you choose a destination that actually fits your budget and plan your next steps with confidence. So, now that we've covered the basics of defining your purpose, setting a timeline, and auditing your finances, you have the foundational steps to start moving abroad. All right, don't worry. I know it feels a little overwhelming. That's what this series is for, because it's a little overwhelming for me, but because I can oftentimes look at the big picture and then break things down into smaller actions, that's what I'm here to do and bring you along with me so that we can do this together. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button and turn the notification bell on, because the next video is something that you're not going to want to miss. We're going to be tackling the nitty-gritty of logistics and the paperwork that you need to do before you can leave your home country. Of course, for us, that means what do we need to do here in the States before we can actually leave? This is a crucial step to avoid any last-minute stress, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. So, what's one thing that you're most excited to experience in your future home abroad? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining us of this first step of the Expat Journey series. And of course, your new life and my new life is awaiting for us. And to help both you and me stay organized, I created a free checklist, and you can find that in the description. Please use this to help you stay organized and make sure that you don't forget anything while you are planning your exit to move abroad. See you in the next video. You can check that out right here as soon as it becomes available. And until next time, safe travels.